Okay, Hazy and T in the building. Two-time Grey Cup champion, Willie Jefferson, coming up on the episode. If you like what we're doing, you hit the subscribe button.
How you doing? It's Willie Jefferson, number 5 for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, your two-time Grey Cup champion, 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, 2019 Grey Cup champion, and you are on I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Haze, entertainment exclusive.
Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Ron never stop.
I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
This is I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike. We are going live.
It was all I could do. Not to put my BC Lions gear on.
Hey, to each his own.
Yeah, had to wear the Seahawks instead. It's NFL tonight.
Yes, sir. We all tuned in.
All right. Well, I'm Ryan, by the way. Thank you for taking the time to stop by.
I appreciate you for having me.
Thanks. Yeah, I guess last week we had on Nick Taylor and Adam Bighill. And
Okay.
yeah, your name came up a few times in good ways, of course. So you're a two-time Grey Cup champion. What does that feel like?
Man, it feels really good. You know, hard work, dedication, a lot of time put in, a lot of teamwork. You know, great team in 2015. That was my first time. Not my first time, but you know, my second year in Canada. First team. Got to know those guys really well, and then this past year with the Blue Bombers, new team, new organization, new city, a lot of new teammates and things like that. So to go in and build on a team that was so close to, you know, winning the Grey Cup the year before, you know, just me coming in and putting my stamp on things, and then just being able to finish the season with a championship, that meant a lot for me, my family, the organization, and also the city.
Yep, that's for sure. Okay, this isn't one of my questions. We'll get the jokes out of the way. How big are the mosquitoes in Winnipeg?
I honestly don't think they even have mosquitoes in Winnipeg. I don't recall getting bit by mosquitoes. Me being from Texas and being from the South, I'm very used to dealing with the mosquitoes and the bugs and stuff like that. So me going up there, I didn't even really notice them, to be honest.
Okay. What challenges did you come across in getting to where you are today?
Just me growing as a player and as a person. You know, that I guess that just goes along with, you know, growing up. I had a good beginning of my career and things like that, but you know, starting young and then to where I am now, I just feel like I've grown so much as a person, as a player, as a teammate, as a leader, and I'm happy with the road that I've traveled, and I got so much road left to go.
Yeah, that's for sure. 2019 CFL Most Outstanding Defensive Player. When you win an award like that puts you as a number one guy, what is that feeling like?
It's a feeling of accomplishment. You know, like I said, a lot of hard work, dedication, long days watching film, you know, early mornings in the gym in the off season, a lot of drill work with my position coaches off season and during the season and things like that, and just knowledge of the game. You know, a lot goes into winning Defensive Player of the Year and things like that. You got to be a team player. One, you got to have knowledge of the game. Two, and then you just got to be willing to give your all each and every game.
What drives you to get up every morning and go train?
And my family, my family depends on me, and I depend on my family. The love and the affection I get from my wife, and the love I get from my daughter, the sense of urgency that I get to get up and go do what I do to take care of my family. Not just, my wife and my daughter, but my mom, my dad, my brothers, and my sisters and things like that. They all look up to me, and I want to be a positive influence for them. They see me get up and do what I do every day and go as hard as I go. I feel like that drives them to do the same.
Okay. So you started as a wide receiver at Baylor. Do you still talk to Seahawks and Josh Gordon?
Yeah, me and Josh are cool. That's my guy. We came into high school together. We came into college together and things like that. And we don't talk, very so often, but when we do talk, it's always good to hear from him, hear how he's doing, see him doing good things, and I'm still playing ball, he's still playing ball, so we always have something to talk about. He has a family now, I have a family now, so it's achievements on both ends.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I'm a big fan of his, being a Seahawks fan. So now we've got him for the last 2 years here now, last season and this one now. So, so you went undrafted at the NFL draft. What was the feeling not being drafted? Was there any hard feelings?
I didn't really have hard feelings. I had a rough, bumpy college road, but I was thankful and blessed enough to go undrafted to the Texans 2013, and I made the most of that experience, that opportunity, and no hard feelings. It's a business, and I know how things go. Just seeing the way the draft is, the way these teams and these organizations pick these guys up from colleges and things like that. I know I was a good player. I knew I was a player that could have been drafted, but I didn't get drafted. I got a call the night of the draft, right when it was over. So I felt good about that. And I always say, it is what it is. I made the best of my opportunity. I made the 53-man roster from being undrafted, coming from Stephen F. Austin. I was happy.
Okay. Where do you live now?
I'm still in Texas, Austin to be exact. Me, my wife, and my daughter.
Okay. Do you have a favorite sports hero?
Favorite sports hero? Growing up, I was growing up wide receiver. So my favorite sports heroes was always Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, guys like that. If I had to choose one of the two, it'll probably be Randy Moss, because that's more my my time era. You know what I'm saying? When I first started watching football, Jerry Rice was on his way out, but then when I actually started to know the game and see what was really going on, Randy Moss was really just taking off.
Man, Moss was a man for sure. What are 3 reasons you like to be a part of a team sport?
3 reasons I like to be a part of a team sport. I don't want everything. Number one is I don't want everything to be solely on me, because I do feel that teamwork makes the dream work. And if me as a player, if I can get with some people, or that have the same mindset as me, that we can get up and we can grind and we can work things out to get to a bigger picture, it'll always be better. Because you always want to hold someone accountable, and somebody always wants to hold you accountable. For 2, the reason why I like to play team sports is I'm a people person. I like to talk. I like to see how other people are feeling. I like to engage with other people. And then 3, I just like to have fun. And most of the times, when people do things by themselves and it's all solely on them, and you don't have people to talk to or people to hold you accountable and things like that, a lot of stress and tension and burdens tend to fall on your shoulders and things like that. So when you play team sports, you always have people to help carry the load or delegate things to, or, you know, talk to, and, you know what I'm saying, get things off your chest. So, because you might not be the only person. You're never the only person going through something. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's always been through something or going through the same thing you're going to. So it's always good to have somebody to talk to and, you know, bounce ideas and things off of.
Did you know much about the CFL before coming to the CFL? I mean, I talked to Jerron Carter, a good friend of the show. He basically he didn't realize the field was so big, and he didn't know there was more than 3 down, or he didn't know about the 3 down rule.
See, me personally, I knew nothing about the CFL before I joined the league. You know, when I got the call from Edmonton in 2014. Well, you know what I'm saying, 2013 signed for the 2014 season. I knew nothing about the CFL. I had to Google, I had to YouTube and do all those things. And then still, when I got up there, like, everything was still new to me. I didn't know, just even watching the game, I didn't know people were a yard off the ball. I didn't really understand that the goal post being in the front of the end zone. I didn't know the field was as wide. I didn't know skill positions could move before the ball and things like that. There's a lot, you know, like the width of the field, the length of the field, the way points are scored. It's a lot. So, you know, like I said, me coming in 2014, I was fresh to the game, and I knew the bare minimum.
Yeah, Big Hill was saying that he finds the CFL a much faster game than playing down in the States.
Most definitely, especially with receivers moving in motion and, you know, running across the field, having a full head of steam coming down here to the line of scrimmage. Being a yard off the ball, trying to chase a quarterback down with the offensive lineman having like a little bit of an advantage and things like that. The crowd noise and stuff like that. It's a lot to get adjusted to.
Yeah, this isn't in my notes, but what do you think of the state of CFL? Are we going to lose it for good, you think? And
I think the state of the CFL is in good hands. That country, that fan base that the CFL has, those fans for these organizations and things like that, I don't think they'll let the CFL die. The CFL has been around for 108 years. Would have been this year the longest, sports thing going on. So I don't think 1 year, to do the league bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this year, with the pandemic and everything, it was just like a good break for everybody. You know, after a while, teams need a break. You know, players need breaks. Owners need breaks. The whole league, period, needed a break. You know, I understand that, you know, the NFL, they had a lockout at one point in time. The NBA had a lockout at one point in time. So everything bounced back for them. So I feel everything will bounce back for the CFL as well.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, I understand why they had to cancel it, because it's such a fan-driven league where their owners aren't making money if they don't have the fans in the stands. And I'm a BC Lions season ticket holder. So, like, for me, I really wanted to be there. I enjoy my drinking and going to the games every Friday night or catching them on a Saturday. But, yeah, so I understand why they did it, because you need the fans to be in the stands to make money. And I was actually hoping they go and somehow we can make a NFL North, and you have the NFL come up to come up to Canada. BC Place is great where the Lions play. That's big enough to hold a NFL franchise.
See, the thing about it is, like, I guess they tried it. You know, last year when we brought Green Bay Packers and the Raiders to Winnipeg, and after that whole, you know, situation, the NFL and, like, I guess those teams had
the field was shitty. The field was shitty.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's things that the Canadian League does that we find perfectly fine, that the NFL doesn't find cool, I guess you could say, but it is what it is. To each his own. You know, the NFL does their thing a certain way, and the CFL does their thing a certain way. I'm saying it's been working fine for each league, and if we could find common ground and make things work, that'll be fine. But you know what I'm saying, if not, we can just keep doing the things the way we've been doing them.
Do you have a favorite sports movie?
Any Given Sunday.
Yeah. Okay. You remember the program? There's a show, a football movie, The Program.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that just came up in my prior interview ahead of you. Okay, so in 2016, you signed with the Redskins, a little short stint. Obviously, you would have liked to stay longer, or did you think it was better to come back to the CFL?
I would have most definitely loved to stay in Washington with the Redskins and, you know, continue my NFL career, but it didn't happen the way it did. And I came back to Saskatchewan, had a great 2 seasons with Saskatchewan, and then came to Winnipeg and won a Grey Cup. So it is what it is. You know, God, God put me back in Canada for a reason. You know, I can't be mad. You know, I'm happy. You know, if it would have happened, it would have happened, but it didn't. So it didn't.
What do you think makes a good team captain?
Communication and being able to listen to teammates, hear what they're saying, analyze the thing, and be able to talk to them in a way that they understand. And the respect is something that has to be there. Like if your teammates respect you and know that you're giving your all the time, you know, and you're willing to fight for them whenever, wherever, and do the things that you're supposed to do. Like that's the type of leader that anybody wants, and that's the type of person that I am at all times. And I feel like my guys can call me anytime, and I'm willing to talk to them. You know, give them a helping hand, and if I feel like I need somebody to help me, I feel like me being the person I am, I don't have to call too many people because, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, my teammates respect me, and I respect them as well.
What will we find in your playlist ahead of the game?
In my playlist ahead of the game, it'll be some Pimp C, some Future, some Rick Ross, some Gunna, some hometown, some people from my hometown back in Beaumont. Yeah.
Yeah. You have any pregame?
I'm a big hip hop fan.
Yeah, me too. Do you have any pregame rituals or meals?
Pregame, the night before a game, I like to eat Earl's, the chicken and ribs with the warm potato salad. That's something that I really like in Canada. Also, the night before, I like to eat the cherry Twizzler strings with a Pedialyte and some purple Skittles, the purple bag of Skittles.
Yeah.
That's something I enjoy. And then, you know, I always wake up in the morning, talk to my wife and my baby girl. They tell me, you know what I'm saying, happy game day and things like that. Go have a good breakfast. Come back to the hotel or wherever we at and just watch a lot of film, get ready for the game. And then, like, before the game, my wife always FaceTimes me, and we pray before I get on the bus to head to the stadium. And then after that, I'm all locked in.
Yeah, usually when you guys come to Vancouver, where do you guys usually stay? Is there a certain hotel?
The last time, 2019 when we came out there to Vancouver, I think it was like the first game. I don't know. I think it was the first game of the season when we came out there and played you guys in Vancouver. So we stayed right there at the casino.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Park Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice place.
Very nice.
Very nice. Yeah, that's where all the sports teams are starting to stay. It's right across the way. This is one hell of a stat. It's going to take a few seconds to read here because of how awesome this stat is. So, your most notable game versus Edmonton, you had 4 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, a recovered fumble, a knockdown, 2 passes. You recovered an onside kick, scored a rouge when you kicked the ball through the end zone. That's a hell of a game.
I don't know what it is, but when you play against your old teams, you tend to play a lot better. So whenever I play against Saskatchewan, since I left Saskatchewan, I play well. But every time I play against Edmonton, being me in Saskatchewan or being me in Winnipeg this past year, I've always tried to play my hardest because that's the first team I played for in Canada. And, you know, I have a lot of fans still in Edmonton and things like that. Yeah. So, you know, I had to go hard that last year.
Do you have a favorite sports quote?
When to go home.
When to go home. Okay, that's an easy one. So yeah, you also hold the CFL record, I believe, for defensive linemen with 16 knockdowns. Do you know that stat?
Yeah, that was a record that I broke this year. What is 2019? An accolade that I didn't even know existed. A record that I didn't even know existed for defensive linemen in the CFL. That's something that I was happy for. You know what I'm saying? That's something that my wife told me about after the game when we got home and things like that. But yeah, man, like that's something big.
What do you drink out of the Grey Cup?
I drank Hennessy out of the Grey Cup.
Okay. Do you have a favorite drink?
Hennessy.
Okay. You play fantasy football?
I do play fantasy football.
We're coming up pretty quick here.
Yeah. I got my roster coming up. I got my roster set, so we good.
I know. I managed to get a hold of Kelsey in a few leagues, so I'm hoping he lights it up tonight.
I got Kelsey. I got Kelsey on my list. I was just fortunate. I wasn't fortunate enough. I was happy to get Drew Brees. Yeah. You know. I got Mike Thomas. I got Mike Evans.
You must have picked from like the number 6 or 7 spot.
No, I was like 3, but like I got certain guys. I got certain guys that I know that can make plays, and then like longevity wise, like going further down into the season, not making trades and things like that. I know these guys are pretty much set. Like they're going to get 1,000-yard seasons. Go for a couple of touchdowns a game and things like that. Yeah. So in my mind, I'm good.
That's how I do mine too. I don't give a shit about your average draft position. That your ADP doesn't matter to me. As long as I get the guys I want, I'll take them at the right anytime.
Exactly.
You got to fill your roster first before you fill your bench too. Who in your family do you at your Grey Cup games? Who from your family do you bring to the game?
So my first Grey Cup game in 2015, the only person that I brought up was my wife. We were like just getting serious, kind of like, like dating and things like that. So, so my mom didn't have a passport then. My dad didn't have a passport then. My brother didn't have a passport then. This was my first year in Canada. My second year in Canada. And it was just like, I'm up here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just having fun and things like that. So y'all can just watch it. But I kind of made it a thing to bring my lady up there to see this game and things like that. But this past year, 2019, me being in the league a couple of years, being an all-star and things like that, I knew that this game was going to be big, so I made sure my mom was there. This was her first time in Canada, her first time ever seeing me play in Canada in person at a Grey Cup game. And then this was my dad, and my stepmom came, my wife, my daughter. Man, I'm saying it was amazing. And then especially to have the game that I had and then for us to win, it was amazing.
You just signed a new 2-year extension, I think, right?
Yes, I did. 2020, 2021.
All right. You know, secretly in my heart, I kind of want you to end up in BC one day.
You know, man, if the ball falls in that court, then I'm willing to dribble it. But if not, I'm always there 2 times a year. Well, I'm always there once a year, you know? So.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you feel about marijuana being used? I mean, I'm all for it, but I mean, some people aren't. Being a pro athlete, it's illegal in Canada, so you're allowed to do that. Do you feel that it should be allowed?
I feel that it's legal in Canada for a good reason, but it needs to be used properly in a good way. It doesn't need to be, you know what I'm saying, overused or, you know, things like that, like irresponsibly and things like that. So the way that Canada does it, I feel like it's a good way. You can use it and stuff like that, but just like being out in the street, like smoking a cigarette and, you know what I'm saying, being at parks and schools and things like that, like I don't get with that. So as long as you're in your house and you're responsible and you're being you know, doing it the right way, do you. But you know what I'm saying, when it's time to work, when it's time to be, you know what I'm saying, locked in, when it's time to deal with, you know what I'm saying, real life situations and things like that, you need to sober up, get your mind right and do what you got to do.
Do you do anything special after a good performance on the field?
Yeah,
or a win?
So the night of a good win, I usually go out to eat. Me and my family, my wife and my daughter. She's more than likely to sleep at the table and things like that. So, you know, we usually try to get like a nice little booth or something away from all the noise and things like that. Get us a good little bite to eat and go home, and then we'll probably put the baby down to sleep, have a couple of drinks, probably watch the highlights from the game. And just chill and relax, because I know the next morning I'm going back to the facility early to, you know, watch the film, get some treatment, you know what I'm saying, lift my weights and things like that, and get ready for the next week. You just got to, you know what I'm saying, like in the one thing I learned about being a professional, and especially growing up, you know what I'm saying, like I said, starting from 2013 to now, I've grown so much as a person, as an athlete, as a leader. I see, like, you know what I'm saying, you can't dwell on things for long. You know what I'm saying? You got to get your win, celebrate, you know what I'm saying, flush it, get back to business, you know what I'm saying, the next day.
If you had one word to describe you, what would it be?
Passionate.
Okay. If you could play another sport, what would it be?
Basketball.
Okay. Shit, I'm out of questions here, so we could probably wrap it up. It's about to be kickoff too, so we both want to be there to watch this. We both got Kelsey about to light it up in our fantasy team, so.
Yes, sir. I gotta watch my boy Alex Okafor for the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, he going off, and I got my young boy for the Texans playing defensive end, Charles Omenihu. Got to watch him. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the young guys that I had the opportunity of working out with out here in Austin this past off season. Got to watch Deshaun. You know what I'm saying? First night, Thursday night football. You know what I'm saying? The Texans, me being from Texas, that is my team. You know, before I was even picked up by him, you know, that was a team that I grew up watching. Houston Oilers. You know what I'm saying? Diehard Houston Oilers fan. That's something that my dad instilled in me as a youngster. So,
one thing, being from Houston, we interviewed Little Flip a couple weeks ago, the rapper.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool, I guess. I worked with him a few times, so. But yeah, well, on that note, we can wrap her up. We'll cut her off right there after. Oh. Look at that. Hey, we're not cutting it off yet. We're putting this part in. Hey, that's a beauty. When did they give you that?
That was the Defensive Player of the Year ring.
Oh, I thought that was your Grey Cup.
Trophy.
Yeah. Okay, what's your favorite memorabilia?
Oh, my Grey Cup ring from this year. I wish I had it right now to show you, man. There's so many diamonds. Oh man, so many diamonds in the case that it comes in. It's amazing. Oh, I also have my 2015 Grey Cup ring. You know, that's something slight. Something that my wife wears every game day. That she has been wearing every game day since 2016. So, you know, it's all love, man. It's all love.
So I want to thank you for stopping by. I'm going to add some highlights to this, and we'll put her out in a week or so.
How you doing? It's Willie Jefferson, number 5 for the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, your 2-time Grey Cup champion, 2019 Defensive Player of the Year, 2019 Grey Cup champion, and you are on I Only Touch Greatness podcast. Holla at me.
All right, we thank you for that, Willie. And as soon as we get football up and going, one day I'll come in, hit you up, and we'll try to get together I can meet you in person down at one of these Lions games.
Yes, sir. Please do. And if you said you're a season ticket holder, man, you know, hey, if you wasn't a season ticket holder, I'll have some tickets for you. You hit me up. If you got friends or family that want to come to the game with you, man, holler at me. I got you.
Hey, that's for sure. We'll talk soon, and I appreciate that a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Be safe.
You too.
Thank you.